live, but I'm only late because you know that I'm supposed to. Well, I declare that I'll be back at 7:30, but I'm in Jamaica, and today the group of us went to Negril for the day, and we just got back. I actually was tempted to go live while on the streets in Montego Bay, but I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I figured, you know what? Everybody came back. They went downstairs to the dining room or whatever. But I said I'm gonna come back to my room and get this live done. So I want to talk about my day. We went to the grill today. Actually, I love starting my days in Jamaica by getting outside right after first light, right before sunrise, so that I can be walking on the beach when the sun comes up. And it happened, and that has been my narrative for the days that I've been here. It's a very beautiful experience for me, and it sets the tone for my day. This morning, um, one of the community members arrived yesterday, and I met her for the first time in person last night. So I invited her to come along with me this morning for my walk, and she came down. So we walked on the beach. She came down after sunrise, but nevertheless, we were able to, like walk and talk. This is her first time in Jamaica, and then after that walk, well, we actually cut that walk short so that we can go for a 3 mile walk in the hills, and it was fun. I went yesterday, and so today the trainer was delayed getting to work because he was stuck in traffic due to an accident that I guess occurred before he got to where he was. And me and another girl who went yesterday decided to leave the pack. It was quite funny because I kind of knew where I was going, but I kind of was unsure. Everybody was like, Antonia, you know where you going? Mm-hmm. Because my thing is, look, if we're going this way and we get lost, we can always turn back. But my goal was to not turn back. And I'm grateful that we actually found our way back. I was actually proud of myself because I remembered key things along the way, and that helped me. Anyway, welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner. Today is day number 10 of my Go Live journey. For those who are new here or first time seeing these videos, I decided to go live 25 straight days in a row at 7:30 p.m. But I'm out of the country, number one, and today I was delayed getting back to the hotel. So this idea was inspired by a Think Media podcast where Michael Zuber was the guest, and he spoke about going live for 50 days straight. 50 days just seemed very ambitious, so I decided I'm only going to do 25, at least for now. And when I got back, I was excited to basically like just get online and record. And I decided I wanted to share about today. Um, we had two vehicles. Well, actually, I wasn't planning to do this day trip, but I decided, you know what? A bunch of folks have never been to Jamaica before. We're only here for a few days, at least they are. So we decided to go to Negril, and I was excited to show people the island because oftentimes we come to Jamaica, we stay in the resort and do an explore outside of the gates. And Jamaica has so much beauty to offer, and I'm grateful that everyone had a good time, including my mama, who decided before we came to Jamaica that she wasn't even planning to hang out with us, and she has been. Everyone has welcomed her with open arms, and I'm grateful for that. Um, it was a pretty good trip. We all fell asleep in, well, the car that I was in. We fell asleep, and we got to Negril. The first part we went to, yeah, I didn't like it. So we found the place where I really wanted to go, which is a place called Treehouse, and it was a beautiful place. I saw mommy going down, walking down the beach. I'm wondering where the heck is she going, and I was like, oh yeah, she getting her steps in. So I ran, and I was looking all cutesy cutesy in my bathing suit. See my bathing suit? So this is a Bob Marley bathing suit that I purchased. Never mind my rolls that I purchased back in 2022. Um, and it's from the Sedella Marley line, and I really love this outfit. I need to get it stitched though because the top part is a bit big. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I was running out, thinking I was looking all cutesy cutesy to catch up with her, and we had a nice walk because we stopped and took pictures along the way that I may or may not post. But it was nice. It was a really beautiful day because while it appeared as if it was going to rain, it didn't, and I'm grateful. And the folks were able to enjoy some local food, and some of them wanted to go to Rick's Cafe, but they weren't really pressed, and one of them really wanted to go because he was like, I just want to take pictures like I was there. And I was like, I mean, because in my mind I'm like, I need to get back to record my video. But we decided that we weren't going to do that because it's 20 minutes there and then 20 minutes back. So that would have been 40 minutes delaying us departing from the grill to get back to Montego Bay. So we didn't do that. But we did stop at the Negril sign to take a photo of the group of us. It's a small group, but um, it's a nice group, and I appreciate it. Um, so yeah, so when we did get back to Montego Bay, we stopped at the Jerk Hut. For those who know Montego Bay, we stopped at the Jerk Hut to get some jerk chicken and some jerk pork and some festival and some corn and all these things. And again, I'm grateful for the experience so that they can taste the food that's not at the hotel, so that they can taste true, authentic Jamaican food because people don't understand that not everybody can make jerk chicken, and a lot of people pretend as if it's jerk chicken when it's actually baked chicken with a jerk sauce on it. That don't count. So I'm glad that they were able to see that this is done outside on a pan with, like with wood and, done the right way. So yeah, we just got back a few minutes ago, and I decided let me just come and do this before I even shower and change to head down. I'm a little full. I feel like they went down for dinner, but I decided I'm not even gonna have dinner. I'm going to have um, some peppermint tea with some kind of a snack because I'm really not hungry. Anyway, I wanted to share. I think it was before we came to Jamaica, or when we no, it wasn't when before. When we got here and we were going to visit some family the day before yesterday. You know what my mama told me? My mama told me that I used to embarrass her, and I'm like, why? And that lady said to me that there were times when we would go out, and if people were talking to me, that I would give them one word answers like yes, no, and I was dry. I'm so dry. And when I was younger, how she would have to make excuses and say, oh, that's how she is. I mean, I never knew that this lady felt this way. But I'm grateful that I'm at a place in my life now where I can receive that and appreciate it, right? Because until I read the book Quiet by Susan Cain, my niece, who was also very quiet, when we would go out and she was shy, and I'd be like, Alina, say hi, right? Because I forgot the way that I was, right? And so I'm sitting here thinking that I'm doing her a service by trying to encourage her to speak and come outside of her shell and all these things. And when I read the book and it said, like don't pressure children to, don't make up excuses and say, oh, that's how they are, or how they're shy, or like, don't do that. And immediately, as soon as I read that in the book, I stopped because I realized that it isn't fair to the person, right? So hearing mommy say that, I was like, ooh. So at dinner last night, one of the things that would have made me cringe before actually made me smile inside, and that was her. I think she had a couple glasses of wine, and she took the she just said it's one, whatever. Hopefully you don't hear this noise in the background. They're outside having a good time. Um, but after she had one glass of wine, she's basically started to talk about me in my face, right? So she was telling them about how I was as a child, as a young adult, well, as a child, a teenager, and a young adult. The child was basically me being, like growing. Well, I was born in Jamaica, left here when I was 7. But she was telling them about how at lunchtime, if you pass like the field, the playground, I would be in the middle of the playground, sucking my finger with my bags, and all of the children will be playing around me, right? So she was trying to let them know, like, this has been her all the time. Like, this isn't one day she woke up and decided to be a quiet person who was awkward. So she told them about that. She told them about how I used to be embarrassing, because I never used to speak to people, and how people try to talk to me and I just look at them like they're crazy. She told them about how when I was a baby, how my godfather, rested dead, was one of the few persons who I would even basically go to, right? So if he was around, she said I would run to him, and if there was like if there was a stranger danger, maybe not for them, but for me, I didn't like anybody. And so I would run to him and he would pick me up and I would bury my head in his neck. And she said that, and she's told me this story before, but I was happy to hear it being spoken to other people so that they can see Okay, she always been this way. But anyway, she explained to them how I would bury my face in his neck, and how I would peek to see if the person was gone, and if the person wasn't gone, I would basically continue with my face buried in in his neck, and I would fall asleep. All right, so it was either I fall asleep or they leave, whichever one came first. And while she was telling one end of the table, that I was telling somebody behind beside me that when I was a teenager, if people came to the house, whether it was my stepfather's, and I think it was mostly like, because if it was like my mom's brothers, I didn't mind it. But if it was my stepfather's, anybody, whether family, friend, whatever have you, I would run so fast to my room. I would run to my room and I would stay there. Sometimes I would miss dinner because I was waiting for them to leave. So that is just that just goes to show that, because a lot of people ask and they wonder, is it did something traumatic happen in your life for you to become a quiet person, or did someone say something? It isn't. Like, I try to explain to people that you are who you are. Your personality is your personality. You cannot, while I'm working on myself, I'm working on the outside of my comfort zone. But by nature, I am and will always be an introvert, because the reality of it is my energy, it drains fast. That's all it is. Right. So while extroverts get their energy from other people, introverts get theirs from being in solitude by themselves. And I'm learning how to, hi, Aya. Veronica. Hi, Veronica. I am learning how to embrace my flaws and all, because it makes me perfect, right? There were times when my awkwardness bothered me, right? The fact that I would run from people and hide and not know how to speak and whatever have you. It used to bother me. But guess what now? Mommy, hand me that shirt, please. But now I'm at a space in my life where I really don't care. So today's message is brought to you by this T-shirt that I have. Hi, I don't care. Thanks. When we wear this T-shirt, we get so many compliments. So mommy's wearing the black version today, and I had on the white. And we were even on the beach in the grill, and because mommy had hers on, I took mine off because my swimsuit was killed. And a gentleman stopped her, and he was like, "I love that shirt." And I'm at a space in my life now where I'm not going to say that I don't care, full stop, exclamation point. But what I don't care about, or what I'm not giving energy to, rather, is other people's feelings, other people's opinion of me, right? So my hair is kinky. Okay, fine, so right. I mean, it is what it is. It makes me who I am, right? Um, I'm awkward. Like, so I feel like sometimes we spend too much time, at least I know I did. I spent way too much time concerned about what people thought. And now I'm happy that I have graduated to the next level of, I'm very happy with myself. I'm very happy with the person that I'm going into. Right. There was a point in time when I just felt like I just want to hide under a rock. I want to escape from people. But I'm grateful that I've basically evolved to see that I'm unique. We're all unique in our own way. I'm weird as hell, and I will sing it from any rooftop. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. Because the thing is, it's like weird is cute. Weird is everybody's weird in their own right. I just feel as if like some of us are more weird than some, but you know what? We're happy with it. Like, I'm very happy with being weird. I'm very happy with being different from everybody else. Because who wants to be like anybody else? I don't want nobody to be like me. I want you to be you. And I'm very grateful for the fact that I have shed the skin of that former person that cared too much, and I'm now living in my purpose, walking on this journey in bliss. Like, I'm truly at a space now where, like, this chapter of my life is filled with happiness and joy. Happiness and joy that I discovered within, right? Because I used to think that I needed to have friends to be happy, or I needed to have relationships, whatever have you. And I'm realizing that if I can't make myself happy, nobody can, because the happiness from outside is external and is very temporary. The happiness that I'm growing and brewing inside, it is permanent and here to stay. So I'm very grateful. the journey of life is one that it's unique for everyone, and there isn't anything that I would do differently in my life. Like I wouldn't. There's nothing that I would change. And the reality also is, if I wish that I had somebody in my life like me back then, because I think it would have made things a little bit easier. However, I'm I'm also glad that I didn't, because I'm glad for all of the lessons that I've learned to get to this point. So my message for you today is to just embrace who you are, flaws and all, because God made us perfect in His eyes. So the hell with everybody else what they think, what they want to say. At the end of the day, as long as you are happy, that's all that matters. And happiness comes in stages. Like it's not, you're not just going to wake up one day and be happy. It's one of those things that you have to allow yourself to be happy. You have to allow yourself um, to belong. You have to be allow yourself to be in certain spaces and not be too worried about how you look and what you said and the fact that the cup turned over and went up at the whole table. Okay, fine, it happens. Only to us, but so what? It happens. At least they'll remember you. But anyway, yes, I feel like, so I have a T-shirt that I wore one time, and it said "Weird is wonderful." And a gentleman, I was in a park in Manhattan, and a gentleman came up to me like, "Oh my God, can I take a picture of your T-shirt?" I was like, "Okay." And he said that his girlfriend a few weeks before had told him that he was weird, and he took offense, and he said that she told him, "No, no, no, weird is wonderful." Of course, the thing is, it's like when you feel like you're weird, when someone tells it to you, like we don't really receive it that way until we get to a place where we recognize that we are who we are, right? And so I think when he saw my T-shirt, it made him happy to see, okay, what she said is, it's almost as if like my T-shirt was confirmation to him that he is wonderful, because we all are. Like God didn't make any mistakes. At least not with me, he didn't, and I'm hope he didn't with you either. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. And thank you for being here, Veronica. I really appreciate you. Um, if you haven't got my book as yet, please get my book, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts. It is available at the societyofintroverts.com, Amazon, and everywhere books are sold online. So I am grateful that I was able to get on here today, even though it wasn't at the time that I had intended. But nevertheless, I'm still showing up. And so please join me tomorrow for day number 11. Please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, share this video with someone who you believe that it will help, right? So I will see you in the next one. Bye, Veronica.